Continue our coverage of President Obama's trip to Austin, and joining me this morning is the CEO and editor-in-chief of the Texas Tribune, Evan Smith, and he's going to be asking the president questions during the Q&A this session. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Happy to do it.
So, scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you about this?
50? No, actually, not all that nervous. You know, this is an interview, much like other interviews I've done. The subject is a little bit better known, but the material is like the material you prepare for something else. As with everything else in life, if you prepare, it's all going to be fine.
Nothing you can do at
Nothing you can do at this point.
So the president, you know, we know this is probably going to be technology-based, or at least his talks.
Well, they've said specifically that he'd like to talk about civic engagement in a digital age, how the technology community can be marshaled on behalf of public service, which is a topic close to my heart. I'm excited to have the chance to talk to him about that. How
has the questions gone? Have they given you questions, or have they had any input on them?
Heck no. No. Look, journalism is independent. The integrity of this process is no different if you're at South by Southwest or you're on the Tribune side or on KXAN or the CW. We don't take questions from anybody in advance. We come up with the questions. They have no idea what they are, and there are no limitations.
Now, you did ask your readers, though, to submit some questions. What were they interested in?
Well, you know, the thing about asking the general population questions is you get a range. There are some that I would describe as a little unhinged, but then there were some that were terrific, things that I hadn't necessarily thought about. And so you look along that spectrum for a few things that are different from what you'd intended to ask, and also things that are intelligent and are likely to get the president to really open up on an important topic. And there are a number of those.
Do you have a question bouncing around your head that you're thinking, should I not ask?
No, I think the issue is more that we only have a certain amount of time, about an hour in total or a little bit less in the session, and you know, it's like putting 15 pounds of rice in a 10-pound bag, right?
Exactly.
I've got so much, and I'm having to figure out how much time am I going to need to ask this series of questions and then pivot over to here. It's a little bit like an if-then tree. I've got things I know I could cut on the fly. So.
How did you find out that you're going to be doing this?
I got a call from the White House and was asked to get into a conversation about the possibility of the president coming to South by Southwest and the possibility of my being able to interview him.
Okay, so what's it like getting a call from the White House?
Well, it's a little bit like getting a call from the police or the IRS. The first thing you think is, what'd I do wrong?
Yeah.
But honestly, it was a very friendly conversation, really good guy. The chief digital officer of the White House, Jason Goldman, reached out initially, and it was a very low-key, what would this be like if you thought about doing this? How would you approach it? I mean, it was really not all that different than any other interview.
Did you have to keep it under wraps?
Oh, yeah, and I'm really bad at that. There was a don't tell anybody even in your house or your family deal that at least I imposed on myself for a while, in part because I thought I would jinx it, but in part if you're dealing with the White House, it's tenuous by nature. And if the word gets out on a timetable that's not their timetable, the whole thing could collapse. Let me be careful and say, this is South by Southwest's event, not mine.
Yes.
I didn't want to screw it up for those guys. It's an amazing thing for them to have brought the president here.
It's also an amazing thing, though, to be chosen as the person to do this. I think that says a lot about that. How does that make you feel?
You know, I can't change a tire. I can't cook a steak. I can interview somebody. This is something I've done for 15 or more years. I'm comfortable in a setting like this. You come up with a series of topics and questions. You don't get too wedded to your script so that you can pivot. You listen. Don't just wait to talk. And in the case of the president, there'll obviously be enormous interest in what we're going to talk about, whatever it is. It's almost something you cannot screw up. Whatever he does, however it goes, people are going to be interested.
Well, when it comes to interviewing, this is one subject that almost any interviewer would like to land. So congratulations.
Thanks.
And best of luck to you on that today.
Thanks very much.